Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Education Quest Live. I am Jason again, if you haven't watched any of our other ones. It's kind of the host for this afternoon, or this morning I guess. It is 11, that is before noon. I have a special guest with me this month. This is Brannon. Brannon is a recent high school graduate. She's going to talk to us about the process that she went through, what it was like applying for college, getting financial aid, kind of going through all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So if you have any questions about applying for college or getting financial aid, or if something Brannon says kind of triggers a question in your head, you're welcome to put that into the comments. If you're on Facebook, that's down below. And if you're on YouTube, it should be over to your right, my left kind of thing, over there somewhere. So go ahead and type your questions into there, and we'll get those answered. And I think we'll get started with just kind of the basic. Why don't you tell everyone kind of about yourself and where you went to school and what's your plans?
Yeah, okay. So my name is Brannon Evans. I'm 18 years old. I just graduated from Millard West High School, and I'll be attending the University of Nebraska-Lincoln next year.
This fall?
Yeah.
So it's coming up pretty quick on you.
Yes, it's a couple months.
Let's talk about the admissions process. You had to go through applying for schools, taking the ACT,
yes.
Dealing with the communication. We've talked about that in kind of one of our other live videos about that communication back and forth between the college and you about paperwork and stuff. So how was that process for you?
It was a little stressful. I guess in terms of the ACT, I took it once or twice and kind of just left it. And then with applying for schools, I asked a lot of questions. I definitely did that.
Yeah. So when you said you did the ACT,
yes.
A couple times, did you do that in your junior year, or did you wait until your senior year to take your ACT?
I did one the junior year because my school provided it, and then I took it twice my senior year.
Okay. So you did it at the end of your junior, which would have been kind of about April timeframe, right?
Yes.
And then twice then fall, so the
yes.
first semester of your senior year. Okay. And then did you get scores you want? Did your scores change at all, or they kind of stay the same?
Yeah, my scores went up a little bit.
Okay.
I kind of wish that I had taken it one more time and studied a little bit more, but I was pretty content with where it was at.
Good. And as we'll learn, it got you what you needed, right?
Yes.
It got you in. That's a big thing. So what about the student portal? One of the I think 2 videos ago that we did was a lot about that kind of process of wrapping it up and getting things. Did you have any issues communicating with the school via, I think they use MyRed at Lincoln?
I didn't really have too many issues. I just made sure to check my email a lot and hear the information they were giving me. And I talked with my parents, kind of helped me step through most of the process, or I would email whoever I was talking with to ask questions. And
you got pretty good feedback?
Yes, I got really great feedback.
Good. Wonderful. So let's talk financial aid. You had to do FSAIDs and do the FAFSA. Did you have any issues going through that?
I was really confused about how that all went. And so that was a lot of, I used Google a lot, and I asked my parents a lot to help me through that process. And then once it was done, it made a lot more sense.
Okay. And did you do that right away in October when it was available?
Yes, I did it right away.
You did it, got it out of the way. That's
yes.
good. That's definitely something we encourage people to do. Is
yes,
get done early and get it off your plate, and
yes.
you didn't have to worry about that the rest of the year. So that helps out a ton. What about after that? Did you have any additional information that they needed? Did they ask for verification of anything from you?
Yes, it was with my social security number. I had to figure that out. I don't know. I messed up something at one point, and then I had to go back and fix it. And that was kind of scary, but.
And that's what we hear a lot in the college planning department, and that's kind of why they exist for a lot of this. Is there's some people that are just going to get through the FAFSA, and it's going to be a no-brainer kind of thing for them. But there's a lot of people that have little issues like that just kind of get messed up in the keying and things like that.
Yes, yeah.
So that's good. So your parents were able to help you through that?
Yes, they helped me.
And Google helps
Google helped a lot, too.
So what about scholarships? Did you search for scholarships?
Yes. My parents were very, you need to apply for a lot of scholarships. So they gave me, this big book that I went through, and then I used a lot of, online resources as well.
Okay.
And I tried to apply for them early. I started off strong, and then I kind of, stopped, and then it was a lot of rushing at the last minute.
Yeah. So is that something you do differently then, is kind of alter that schedule?
Yes, I definitely wish that I had planned out some of the scholarships I wanted to apply for my junior year, or some of what I was looking for in terms of scholarships, and then spread them out more evenly throughout my senior year. And also, a main problem was deadlines for scholarships.
Okay.
I would just put it off, and then it'd be like 2 days till a deadline, and then I didn't know if I should even apply for it if I knew it wasn't going to be my best work.
Right, because you're just kind of scrambling to put it out there.
So I wish that I had stuck to the deadlines more and planned ahead.
So when did you start that search process? Did you wait until your senior year to start searching?
Sort of. I knew of some scholarships before senior year, but the majority of my search started the summer right before senior year, and then like that fall time.
So for students kind of listening in, or parents that are listening with their high school student and stuff, that's the advice really, is to get started earlier, so it's not so daunting and you don't miss deadlines or find yourself kind of jumping the gun towards the end there. So that junior year is an excellent time for you to kind of start that process.
Yeah, and my school helped me with that too. The main thing I realized is I wasn't alone in trying to find scholarships. I think some of my other friends were scared of, just didn't know where to look for them, but my school provided a lot of information about scholarships. As did other.
Was that digital? Did they have a website for you to go to?
Yes, they had a website, and they had a bunch of scholarships that the district provided, or my school specifically provided, that I could apply for.
Okay. Because we know some of the schools will have like sheets of paper or mini booklets or something that students can pick up in the counseling office. So you really have to kind of engage with your counselor to know, how are they going to provide that to you. In Brandon's case, she was able to get that digitally, so you want to make sure you keep that line of communication open.
Yes.
So let's talk about picking your college. You mentioned that you're going to go to Lincoln, UNL, in the fall. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm really excited.
Yeah? It's getting close, and you're kind of starting to feel real, right? So how did you pick Lincoln?
It was not my first choice, actually.
Oh, okay.
I guess what I thought in my head I wanted changed when I started applying for schools. Because I guess I had this, I wanted to go to an Ivy League and that sort of thing. And then I actually made a list of, what I wanted to in my college, the size and what I was looking for. And then it kind of shifted where I wanted to go.
Okay. So had you applied to a bunch of schools, or did you go through that process before you even applied to?
Yeah, it was kind of the process happened while I was applying for schools. I applied for a whole bunch of different types of schools, and I didn't really know, they didn't have a lot in common.
Okay.
And so my parents were like, you should probably sit down and think of what exactly you're looking for in a school.
Okay.
And that helped me make my decision.
Kind of narrow it down. Did you go on any campus visits? Did you see? Okay.
I did a lot of virtual tours too. That was really nice for schools that weren't close.
Yeah. When you halfway across the country, it's kind of hard to get to. So you went through those. What was that experience like for you? Did you feel like you really got a feel for what campus was going to be like through those virtual tours?
Yes. It was kind of overwhelming at first because there's just so many different options in terms of college, and it's kind of hard to, if you're going to be spending 4 or more years at one place, it's hard to just choose one.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. There, you start going this one's got that.
Yeah.
That one's got this. Yeah.
So it helped to make a list.
Yeah. And so was it a tough decision then did you get it down to 2 and just agonized over which ones, or did through all that process it kind of just rose to the top and it was a pretty easy decision?
I think through the process it kind of rose to the top, and yeah.
Yeah. So when did you start that process then? Because we talked about you looking for scholarships kind of, really towards your senior year, start of your senior year. When did you start the process of looking at different colleges?
I started the college look more in the summer. Okay. So then I could start applying right as they opened in the fall.
In the fall. Would you have changed that at all? Would you have done the searching part earlier? Or?
I'm kind of content. I wish I had come to a better conclusion a lot sooner, because I started applying early, but I didn't really make I didn't know what I wanted until a lot later.
You didn't commit to it until later in that academic year.
And I wish I had started that sooner.
Okay. Do you think that would have changed your decision had you put yourself in that mindset sooner, or?
I think I probably would have ended up on Lincoln no matter what. Okay. But I wish that I had, instead of just blindly applying to places, I had come into the fall with a better understanding of, like, these are my top schools, and then went from there.
Did you attend any of the college fairs or do anything like that?
Mm-hmm. My school provided a lot of... they had a lot of different colleges come into my school, and we could talk with college representatives, and that also helped me figure out where exactly I wanted to go. Cool.
So in our last video, we talked about something called summer melt, which is basically this syndrome that happens where students graduate, their plans are to attend college, but they start kind of getting into what is summer, and then they end up missing something, and they maybe don't start, or they start late, or something happens, and college just doesn't become a reality in the fall. So what are your plans this summer that are going to kind of keep you on track to make sure that you attend this fall?
Yep. So mainly I just I went on my school's website, and sort of they have like a list of things you should do the summer before, or things to do before you start school, and then I planned out throughout the summer, doing little bits of things. So then it wasn't like I had to do it all at once, because I knew I wasn't going to do it.
Right.
But also spreading it out, so then I was still in the college readiness mind throughout the summer.
Because a lot of those things aren't the fun things that you want to do in the summer, and you probably have fun plans this summer.
Yes, yeah.
So, good. Awesome. So, what advice would you give seniors, when it comes to college planning, when it comes to the admissions process? We talked a little bit about that stuff and then kind of starting earlier, but do you have any other advice for the students that are kind of tuning in as to what they can do to make sure that it's a smooth process for them?
Honestly, I would talk to your school counselors a lot, because I wish I had utilized the resources at my school a lot more, because they help a lot. And also, it's never too early to start, because you're going to change your mind a lot over the course of your senior year. Where I thought I was going when I began my college search was very different than where I ended up. But I think it helps to have some sort of foundation going into senior year, because it goes by very fast.
It does. And we talked earlier, before we started the broadcast and stuff, about it all worked out for you in the end, because you found a school you're excited to go to. You actually got enough scholarships to pay for at least most of your college for the 4 years. So what were those types of scholarships that you got, since we didn't really talk about that when we were talking about scholarships? Because you got different kinds of scholarships.
Oh, yeah. I got a few from my school, my high school, and then I got a scholarship that covered tuition, and then the things I'm involved in, like theater, that I want to be involved in college, they gave me scholarships. I got a scholarship from just various different activities I want to be involved in. And
then you got some from the college that you're attending, right?
Yes, yeah.
And that was more academic, I think,
right?
Yep,
there's a lot of academic ones.
Yeah. So I think that's, an important thing for our viewers to kind of remember is that, when you're looking at paying for college and going through that process, that comes from different sources. You mentioned outside scholarships. The schools that you're attending, that high school that you're attending, and the colleges that you're looking at, those are great places for you to look at, and you don't have to stay focused on just one of them.
Yep.
So, I'd also point out that Education Quest does a lot of that advising and help and stuff. So, if you don't have a good relationship with your counselor, if you're looking for more advice or something, you can contact our offices. Our contact information is all over our social media accounts and at the bottom of our website. And on social media, you can reach out to us directly there with questions. We have people that tweet us questions and post on Facebook and send us DMs and stuff all the time with these types of questions, like, what should I do here? And am I on the right track? And, I haven't heard about this. Is that a problem? So those are the types of things that we welcome, and we want to help you get to kind of where Brannon is with, being in a good spot, heading into college in the fall. And so feel free to reach out to us, at any time on any of the social media, through our website, or call any of our offices. We have offices in Lincoln and Omaha and Kearney, and we have someone out in Scottsbluff. So we really cover pretty much the whole state. If there's anything that you need, we can kind of get you the answers that you're looking for. So, Brandon, I don't have any other questions for you. It doesn't look like we have anything from the viewers, so there's anything else you want to say to people before we sign off for the day?
Just enjoy it while it's there. Enjoy the last bits of high school.
Yeah, that's some great advice. So
Yeah.
we hope you guys are enjoying your summer. If you need anything, feel free to reach out to us on social and or call us. And we will see you next month for another Education Quest Live. Bye.